I'm going to show you how to upgrade a camera's firmware through the web page of that camera. So I'm going to log in to the web page of that camera, and we're in the setup menu here. We're going to go to the system menu. We're going to go to upgrade, and I can see the software version. This camera is at version 1.00, and you'll see here is the firmware file that I downloaded. I've already unzipped it, so we have the .img file. We also have our release notes here if we want to read what's been changed in that firmware. And you'll see this is firmware version 2.10.02. So we can hit the three dots to browse for software upgrade. We're going to go to that folder, and we're going to browse to the img file. Again, make sure you're not browsing to the zip file. Make sure you've unzipped it onto your computer before you try to upload it. And then you'll hit the upgrade button, and the camera is going to upload the firmware to the camera. After it uploads the firmware, it will verify the firmware to make sure that it is intact and from legitimate sources. Then it will go and install the firmware. This process should take about 2 to 3 minutes to finish. When you upgrade firmware, all of your settings, your configuration will stay. Any video on the SD card will stay. All of your logs will stay. You don't need a factory default to camera or anything like that. Once it's done, the camera will reboot. It'll tell you to close your web browser. Give the camera a minute to reboot, and then you want to log in and check and make sure that the firmware update took. You can also use Wisenet Device Manager to view the new firmware version. And so we can log back into the camera. We can go down to System. We can go to Upgrade, and we can view the new version 2.10.02. We can also look in the log, and you'll see that it shows that the system update was successful. Again, it's always recommended to use Wisenet Device Manager to update cameras in bulk.